My name is Trudy Benjamin. Today, our live stream will be demonstrating how you're supposed to do SRV flash sketches. And then after we're done with learning how to do flash sketches, you guys can ask lots of questions and I will be able to see them and read them and answer them. So, the basics of flash sketches are with ideograms. Usually, an ideogram at the beginning is something along the lines of mountains, which is the shape of a pointed peaked shaped structure. Water, it's usually a squiggly line or wavy description. There's different types of movement, like diagonal up, diagonal down, or horizontal across. Another flash sketch could also be an ideogram of land, which looks exactly the same as a horizontal cross movement shape. But it just means that there's a base surface or you're on the ground. Because usually lots of people like to flash sketch things about UFOs, but if the first thing that comes to your mind subconsciously is land, then there will be a straight line. The movements lines look similar, but they're not the same because they describe activity that would be either going up and down diagonally or horizontally. Land is not the same as movement. That is when you have to probe and describe your ideogram so that you can understand the difference between movement and land. Another flash sketch could be a subject. Some people don't really understand how to sketch perfectly, like not everybody's been to art school, or not everybody studied how to draw, so they don't know how to draw specific facial features. So then a flash sketch of a subject would be a quick curving upward, around, and curving downward. That's how you describe a human or an alien, but it would be considered a subject. You would only know if it's a human or an alien if you probe and deeply understand your intuitive thoughts after you sketch it. Another ideogram or flash sketch could be energetics. Energetics is a description of a lot of movement. Usually it's heat or fire or spiraling, whirling, sporadic movements. Sometimes it's energy related to electronics, or for example, this ideogram would be a tornado. These are basic forms of flash sketches. Not all flash sketches look like basic ideograms. Sometimes when you are being trained, you'll notice that your flash sketches don't look exactly like these. These flash sketches are just low-level data. Then there is high-level data when it comes to flash sketches. Flash sketches that are high-level data are usually much more complicated than some simple mountain or water or just land. Sometimes your flash sketch can look exactly like the target, and the target doesn't look like some simple ideogram. And I'll give you an example. By the way, who likes the light board? Comment below. This is a cool new idea I got. So the ideograms that are more complicated, they're very spontaneous. I'm going to demonstrate to you how spontaneous these flash sketches are. It's quick, like in 2 seconds. You have to understand that your subconscious mind knows everything. Everything that is, everything that was, and everything that will be. So you cannot take too much hesitation when it comes to making a flash sketch, or else you'll alter the reality of what you're supposed to draw, and you'll draw something that has nothing to do with the target. The time frame of creating a flash sketch is usually about 2 to 3 seconds. And no, I'm not telling you you have to be Picasso and you have to know exactly how to sketch this beautiful shaped thing in your mind like an artiste. You just have to sketch immediately the first thing that you think of. Your mind is kind of like sporadically thinking about multiple pictures all at once when you do a flash sketch. The way to do a flash sketch is by sitting very calmly, tilting your head back at a 45-degree angle upward, closing your eyes for 1 to 2 seconds, and then immediately opening your eyes and sketching the first thing that you saw. Some might say they don't see anything, but that's your conscious mind interrupting your process just because you feel like you're taking a test. The thing that people do when they think they don't see anything in their mind is they hesitate. The hesitation alters the reality of the flash sketch. I'm going to demonstrate to you how quickly to do this. And if you want to grab a sheet of paper and try this with me, go ahead. There's no specific target. Maybe there is. But for now, I will demonstrate to you how to do it. You ready? You must tilt your head up at a 45-degree angle upward, close your eyes, and sketch the first thing that comes to your mind. Right now, this is not a basic ideogram. This is similar to a structure. A structure ideogram has the basic shape of horizontal upward and vertical upward, horizontal across, or another basic structure ideogram would be horizontal across, vertical upward. But if you combine the two together, you do not have to be Picasso to know how to draw a rectangle. If you combine the two structure ideograms together, it would make the shape of a building or something along the lines of a rectangular shape. And usually this would represent land or movement. A horizontal line would represent land or movement, and the squiggly line at the beginning would represent water. There's no specific target here. So if you grabbed a piece of paper and you actually tried to sketch something, do not be disappointed that you didn't draw the same thing as me. If I were to get a target coordinate, then maybe all of us would draw the same thing at the same time. But I'll show you another demonstration of how quickly you should sketch something complicated. Sometimes a target has to deal with humans or aliens, and you do not know which one because you're not supposed to know anything about the target. If your mind visualizes something immediately, but in like 10 different ways, kind of like flipping through a TV show channel and you're like seeing lots of images come to your mind, usually try to choose the first one that pops up in your mind the most. If it's too difficult, just scribble. It's not supposed to be interpreted. It's not supposed to be thought of. You're not supposed to analyze it before you draw. Just draw. So I'm going to show you how quickly you should draw something like a human. It's very quick. And if you haven't grabbed the sheet of paper yet and a pencil, I already have a human in mind. I'm going to write target coordinates at the top. This is not something for me. This is something for you guys. I want to see who actually gets this target. I'm going to write the numbers of the target coordinates at the top of my whiteboard or light board and give you guys a couple of seconds so that you can write the same numbers to this target. This is going to be spontaneous and quick. Do not expect to draw the same thing as me. Expect yourself to freely flow your hand movements. Even if you don't know how to draw, it's okay. If the first ideogram that comes to your mind is something specific, you can make it basic, like the ones I demonstrated at the beginning, or you can draw really fast and be very detailed. But the target coordinates at the moment for this difficult target is 1, 8, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 0. I'll give you guys 1 minute. Just write that down on a random piece of paper. And when you're done writing it down, I want you to put a circle. This circle allows you to probe for 2 seconds. No longer than 2 seconds. And when I say no longer than 2 seconds, I mean that quickly. The hesitation causes you to take longer, and it will mess up the entire target. It should be very quick, like this, and then draw. I'll give you guys 30 more seconds to write this number on a piece of paper, and then you'll be able to sketch with me. If you don't get it right, don't be discouraged. You're learning. It's okay. 10 more seconds. All right. Begin. Take 2 seconds to tilt your head up at a 45-degree angle. Probe and begin sketching. Okay. The target is a male subject. There's a specific male subject, but I want you guys to recognize that you have a probe dot that you can take the time and immediately write down the descriptions of what you've sketched. This will be the way you can understand the difference between something as simple as this and something as complicated as this. These two are similar. This is low-level data. This is high-level. This is a basic ideogram of a flash sketch of a subject. This is a complicated high-level ideogram, flash sketch of a subject. This, you cannot tell if this is human, alien, or male or female. This is very specific. This subject is human and male. The more details that you sketch quickly without thought, the more you will be able to release attachment from whether or not the target is correct. The way you can understand that is by allowing yourself to probe very quickly. So take the time to probe, even if you got a different subject than me, take the time to probe each body part of this subject. Starting with the head. What color do you see? Don't think about it, just write. What skin color do you see? I wrote pale. What eye color do you see? I wrote dark. Do you notice I'm taking 1 second without hesitation to write? The quicker you go, the more details you can actually allow your mind to write consciously. What color are the clothing, or what is the type of clothing? I wrote casual. Where are they? On a base surface or not on a base surface? At the moment, the descriptions of my subject is that this is a male subject. They have brown hair, pale skin, dark eyes. That's what I asked. Dark eyes, casual clothing, and if they are on a base surface or not on a base surface, they are on a base surface. Go ahead and guess in the comments who the target is. You will never get it right. The part of the point of doing your flash sketches is to immediately write your descriptions and immediately sketch without interpretation. If you interpret, your conscious mind will create a story and be incorrect. But I'm watching your comments to see if you actually got the target correct. And some of you did. But I want to know who got the target correct after I say the answer. Give it 30 more seconds. I want to see who else thinks they got the target correct. And I'm going to give somebody else, I'm going to give you guys a chance to do another target. Not a person, but a location next time. Somewhere random. You will never know. Okay, so the target is a human male subject that is alive, sitting. It is Courtney Brown. A lot of you actually got that in the comments. That's really cool. Okay, so, yeah, Crystal got it. Tivion got it. IITM got it. Someone, Menteria got Courtney. Yeah, that's cool. Like more than one of you got the target correct. But I'm gonna give you guys another target. There will be a different target coordinates. So get your sheet of paper if you didn't this time, and go ahead and try your best to sketch with me. This time, go faster. And this time, I will be more silent. Get a new sheet of paper. Discard this one. Do not use the same piece of paper. If you see me waving, it's because this is wet. It's similar to a whiteboard. Your target coordinates are going to be written down. And once I write them down, on your new sheet of paper, write it at the top. And also draw a dot or a small point on your paper so that you can probe whenever you are hesitant to understand what you should be writing. You do not know the target. Detach your mind from waiting and detach your mind from thinking you will be right or wrong. Just learn the practice of how fast you should begin doing your flash sketches. That's the task today. We're only studying how fast we should go. You did not meditate before this. Some of you probably did. So your mind is already trying to create a story of what you should sketch. But if you do take the time to watch this live stream after this is completely live, then do meditate before this so that you can practice how fast you should begin doing your flash sketches. If you're ready, our target coordinates for the location is at the top. And if you want to do basic ideograms, you can, but we are practicing more complicated flash sketches today. So do as much detail as possible. At the top of your paper, write the target coordinates: 7, 7, 6, 3, 4, 4, 9, 8. Remember to draw a circle or a point so that you can probe for 2 seconds, no longer. After you tilt your head up at a 45-degree angle. This dot will allow you to probe for more details of what you've sketched after you're done. But once you open your eyes after your 45-degree tilt, sketch. What color? Natural or man-made? Are we on a base surface or not on a base surface? Hard, soft, semi-hard, semi-soft, wet, or mushy? Now I want you to take the time to guess what the target is. Your interpretation can be very difficult or very simple. Use low-level descriptions to describe it so that you can get it more accurately. But if you actually think you know what the target is, go ahead and comment it below. I want to see who gets it right. I'm reading your comments. Oh, wow. Okay. One of you have gotten it right. It's the Pentagon, yes. The location is a structure on a base surface. No, I didn't draw a UFO, so if you thought it was not on a base surface, that's just because your mind wanted to create a story. I want you to take the time to sketch immediately and describe immediately. It will be a practice. This is a whole entire practice for months to always get it right. So don't be discouraged if you're getting it wrong right now. You're only learning, okay? So we're going to do more difficult flash sketches. I'm going to do 2 more so that you can understand exactly how fast this should be. You're gonna have to describe your senses eventually for some targets. Discard your paper or piece of page, whatever you're writing on, throw it away. Get a new piece of paper. And remember, go fast. The part that you take the time to describe is when you probe that dot, or you make your own dot in a specific location of your sketch so that you can understand what you drew. It's best to describe with 1 word or 2 words so that it can be low-level data. If you're drawing something kind of like if you're drawing something kind of like we just did with the Pentagon, and you start to probe too long and you start to write more than 1 word, you're gonna create a story kind of like saying, yeah, this is an this is an alien ship for the Anunnakis on planet X up in the space, and it's so amazingly black colored and it's fast. We don't really need that many descriptions when you're flash sketching. Flash sketches are just one-word descriptions in different locations so that we can understand simple interpretations of what you drew, because you don't know the target at all until someone tells you. Just keep that in mind. You do not know the target. So don't make a story before you even draw. Okay, you got your new piece of paper. These are your next target coordinates. Are you ready? Six, 4, 8, 3, 9, 9, 2, 6. Hard, soft, semi-hard, semi-soft, wet, or mushy. Natural or man-made? Is it on a base surface or not on a base surface? What color? What texture? I want you to write down any other descriptions you're sensing by creating probe dots. These dots can be on your target or away from your target near your target coordinates. Either or is fine, but take 2 seconds to describe more details of what the target is before you guess what it is. Over here or on different parts of your target. What is your target on? Are there subjects nearby? Is there any activity or movement? What do you feel? What can you grab? So far, what do you think the target is? You can guess in the comments, or you can write it down on your paper. But your interpretation should be low-level descriptions. Your sketch has a mountain ideogram, if it was basic. If you do not know how to interpret your target, if it was a simple ideogram, your shape of your target would look like a mountain. But if you drew something very complicated, similar to what I drew, then you have to determine what your target is by probing individually on different parts of your sketch. Go very fast and do not analyze what you're writing down. I want you to get into the habit of sketching very quickly. Sketching very quickly so that you're not trying to create a story here. You do not know what the target is. Remember, you just sketched something that came to your mind. If you didn't sketch the same thing as I did, that's okay. Don't be discouraged. But what you need to do is remember how to slow down your thoughts of analyzing and speed up your hand with sketching and writing. It's simpler said than done, which is why it's a practice. Your target is the Pyramid of Giza. Some of you did actually comment that. That's really good. But I want you to remember, you did not know the target beforehand. Some of you actually probably did draw a mountain ideogram and thought that there was a mountain with foliage and water nearby, but the only thing you probably sketched was a mountain ideogram. Your mind can also interpret things incorrectly by putting more things in the background. Just because you want to fill in the blanks of what you did, and then it's incorrect after a while because you're like, well, if it's a mountain ideogram, there has to be foliage and water and plants and animals nearby, but this is the desert. The target is similar to the shape of a mountain, so your mind will automatically want to fill in more blanks. But the only thing you needed in the target was a pyramid shape or a triangle shape or a mountain shape. The best part of understanding how to determine whether or not it's a mountain or something similar to a structure is if you continue to probe and continue to write more details and more descriptions. Your mind will help you understand that when you write down your descriptions quicker. Oh, wow. So sometimes when you're learning, the first thing that comes to your mind is, I don't know, or I don't see anything, or I'm not getting anything. Your mind saw lots of different images, but you're trying to block yourself by saying those affirmations of I don't know and saying the affirmations of I don't see anything. Your mind sees a lot. Your mind is similar to a computer screen, a computer that's just generating thoughts every 3 seconds. So your mind only needs to be calmed down before doing this process, which is why we've demonstrated meditation in our other live streams so that you can know when we start doing practices of how to remote view, you must meditate before. Your mind can be more calm and you can be more centered within your thoughts instead of trying to interpret it by saying, I don't know, or I'm not getting anything. You are getting something. You either just don't want to sketch it or you're really distracted. The best thing to do when you're doing flash sketches is to be in an environment where you're not distracted, similar to a calm, quiet room where there's no pets and no kids, no family members trying to knock at your door. You have to be in a space where it's quiet and calm, and a place where you can actually write things down properly on a flat surface with a posture that's straight up, not curved posture, straight up posture, and you can be able to sketch immediately and detach yourself from what you sketched. Don't try too hard. Just draw. This is our last flash sketch before I answer some questions, okay? So, let's all take a breath. Inhale through your nose and out through your mouth. Posture straight. And I want you to write at the top of your page the target coordinates. Your target coordinates for the next and last target is 0, 2, 8, 7, 1, 1, 6, 3. You're going to use a probing dot. This is going to be your tool for when you want to describe what you've sketched. But when everyone's ready, I'm going to give it a second. You write down on a new sheet of paper what your target coordinates are before you begin your flash sketch. I'll give you guys a few seconds. It's a lot of paper, I know. I'm sorry. Okay. This is the last time. Draw quickly and describe after. Tilt your head back at a 45-degree angle and close your eyes. And sketch. Hard, soft, semi-hard, semi-soft, wet or mushy. Probe in different areas. Natural, man-made, artificial, movement, or energetics. What do you sense? What color? Hard, soft, semi-hard, semi-soft, wet, or mushy. Hard, soft, semi-hard, semi-soft, wet, or mushy. Natural, man-made, artificial, movement, or energetics. What color do you see? Hard, soft, semi-hard, semi-soft, wet, or mushy. Hard, soft, semi-hard, semi-soft, wet, or mushy. You do not know the target. Your subconscious mind does. Continue to make more probe dots around this flash sketch and write down one-word, low-level descriptions of what you're feeling in multiple areas. More than this. Continue to probe and write faster. What is the first words that come to your mind? Or what does it remind you of? I'll give you a few minutes or a few seconds so that you can interpret your own flash sketch, even if it's not the same as mine. Get rid of waiting as a form of mind. Do not wait. You will not receive anything. Nothing will sit right in front of you. Just draw and write the first thing that comes to your mind. Release attachment from thinking you're right or wrong and just write the first description that you're hearing in your mind. If you're wrong, that's okay. Just move on. You will never know if you're right or wrong. You do not know the target. Do not analyze your thoughts. Just probe in different areas and write one word each time. Your descriptions are supposed to be low level, but by now you have taken too long. So, I want you to tell me what your interpretations of the target. If you take too long, you'll start to create a story. And we don't want that. Our flash sketch pages are supposed to be about 1 minute long, 2 minutes tops. You can write in the description or comment section of what you think the target is, and I'll read out loud who got the target correct. But you're not going to know the target. You will usually get something similar to the target. It will be called a deduction. A deduction is something that is related to the target or reminds you of the target, but it isn't right. It's usually something kind of like the target, but your guesses are usually way off. And if you get the target correct, like, man, you guys might be really psychic, but this is a scientific practice of trusting your intuition. This is unschooling your mind from thinking that you are taking a test and just paying attention to your thoughts intuitively. This is not a test. This is paying attention to your mind and your subconscious thoughts being written down. Oh, wow. A couple of you got this right. Oh my gosh. Some of y'all might be psychic. Like, okay, so I'm not teaching how to be psychic here. I'm teaching a scientific method of trusting your thoughts. So I want you to recognize the descriptions that you've all written down so far. This is the last sketch. The target is a natural structure on a base surface that has water and has dark colors, and the water is moving very fast. If you've written any descriptions of subjects, that's okay too, because this target is a tourist attraction. This target has multiple subjects nearby. There is rocks and hard natural structures similar to rocks or nature nearby. This target has dark brown colors. There's wet and mushy feelings. So if you wrote the descriptions of wet or mushy, that is correct. There is movement here. The water is moving. That is correct. If you've written anything about a structure, that is correct. If you've written anything about water or hard or semi-hard things, that is correct. The target is a Hoover Dam. And I'm really surprised some of you got this right. Like, okay, so Skander got this right. This is a dam. So Marisha got this right. Like, I'm actually really surprised. I would have never guessed this as the target. It's just water. Andre got this right. Who else? Okay. Yeah, okay. So far, those are the people that have written it down correctly. It is the Hoover Dam. That is our last target. If you guys have any questions, let me know right now. I'll answer them because I can see all of your questions and your comments below. But who thought this was really cool? I think this is fun. This is a new idea of mine to do live streams on the whiteboard. And I want to do it more now that I tried it. This is really different. Who on YouTube has a light board for live streams? Like, share this video because this is teaching you how to trust your intuition, because no school teaches you how to do that. Usually they teach you how to take a test. You're not supposed to be taking a test here. You're supposed to be listening to your own thoughts. Yeah, flash sketches are usually the most wanted parts of a session. People usually don't understand descriptions in their mind as much as they do a picture. Some people are sensory learners, some people are audio learners, and some people are visual learners. And flash sketching is for visual learners, people that understand how to draw or how to see things through sight more than reading. Understand that flash sketches are very, very important to learn how to do. When I started getting taught by Princess last year, oh my God, 2 years ago. What? When I started getting taught by Princess 2 years ago how to do flash sketches.
We actually started 3 years ago.
Almost, wait, 3 years ago? Oh, what year is it?
2021.
21?
We started in 2018.
Oh my God. Yeah, when I started getting taught in 2018 how to do all of this, I was really good at sketching. I didn't know how to describe things though. It was really hard for me to do the part where you sketch and probe with words. I would have anxiety. And for those of you that really are feeling discouraged, please don't. It took me like 7 months to learn how to do this. Not 1 hour of a live stream. Huh?
Full time.
Full time. Like, I had to come to the Farsight Institute every single week, multiple times a week, just so that I could be trained how to do this thing that you're seeing right now on live. It's more difficult than it looks. Like, what I taught you just now was so simple compared to the stress that I put myself through by taking too long to describe and by taking too long to sketch when I was being trained by Princess. She was very calm when she was teaching me. So now I understand how it feels to teach others and they're feeling stressful about getting it right or wrong. Don't be discouraged, you guys. If you are interested in learning more deeper than just a live stream, then please email me. Because I respond back to everybody's emails. And I also teach full time how to do this. Oh, wow. This is way, way more deeper than just something you will see on a live stream. The process takes your mind to a different space and you're more calm. And there's less distractions like reading comments, and there's less distractions like doing it too quickly. There's more than just one flash sketch for every target. Every target has the capability of being flash sketched from multiple different angles. So usually when I teach you guys, when you guys email me at info@trudybenjamin.com, if you want to learn how to do this and focus your mind intuitively for SRV or even for yourself, you'll understand that there's multiple pages of flash sketches. It's not just one. For the flash sketch of Courtney, that was just one version of his face. He sometimes, has a different face based on what year you probed his face. Trust me. And the Hoover Dam looks different all the time. You never know if you probed the Hoover Dam 200 years from now. There are time frames for every target, and there is a different version of every flash sketch. There's aerial views. When you're looking downward, similar to a bird or a drone, there's a front view, a back view. There's a view from your left. There's a view from your right. There's so many different ways to just do one drawing. And they don't have to be very basic ideograms. They can be very high level, very complicated pictures. Sometimes you'll be annoyed that you don't know what the target is. But the process of learning is to understand your thoughts and just sketching really quickly. Not trying to analyze your thoughts, just paying attention to them. Even if it's wrong, you still write it down. Yes, I did respond. Yeah, I love responding to your emails. Like, please email me. Go ahead, everybody, take the time out, email me if you would like to learn, or if you even like to do your own session. Oh wow, I hope he's in the comment section right now. There was a person I did a session for this month that freaked out and was really happy. I was really happy about the target results. I really encourage you guys to take the time out to even learn or to just see if you could get a target session done for yourself if you don't have the patience or the time to learn it's still helpful to understand this form of science, because interpreting your own thoughts and trusting your intuition is something we are not commonly taught. It's something that's discouraged, actually, in the scientific community. And this part of the scientific community really wants you to understand that meditation and paying attention to your mind will help you be more like quote unquote psychic in the real world, for real world things, instead of just random targets. You could even do your own targets. You could even probe anybody in your own life for their deep mind probes. And that's another live stream. But for now, what are your questions? Got 5 minutes. 5 minutes. So Yaki, you said you got mountains, clouds, water, and rivers moving. You did get the target. Yes. Can you do lottery numbers? I tried that. No. There's like 20 pages of information, and the pages of information is low-level data. Your likely chances of getting lottery numbers is like 1 in a million. I've tried it. Trust me. The stock market, though, is on a different level. That in itself, yes. If you have any questions about currency targets or things related to the stock market or any type of investment, please contact Courtney. That is a really serious thing that has happened within the past year. We've always interpreted those, usually 9 times out of 10 correctly. You are asking your higher self. So, Diane K., you're asking me if you are sending your consciousness or asking your higher self when you're probing. When you're probing, you're asking your higher self to tell you the first word that comes to your mind. Your conscious self is going to change it and try to create a story. So if there's a body of water, your higher self will say water. Your conscious mind will say, it's the lake down the street. Lake is high level compared to water. Water means wet. Something is wet there, that's basic target. But your conscious mind will try to create a story and say that maybe it's rain or a storm. And that's just too much descriptions for your consciousness to do. Okay. Can you share a recent interesting viewing that has got your attention? This is the last question I'll answer. A viewing that has gotten my attention is past live sessions. So far, since my first ever live stream, I have been doing a lot of past live sessions for people that email me targets. People that hire me to do targets. A lot of people that hire me to do targets and the target has revealed itself to be a past life target has shown me some data that I have been really collecting and interpreting way more deeper than I did at the beginning, back in July. Past life sessions, please notice that if you do email me, do not tell me the target or do not tell me anything related to the target. I will create a story and I won't do your session at all. But whenever I've gotten, for the past few months, June, July, August, September, October, November, it's almost December, it's almost January, what? For the past couple of months, everybody's past life session has blown my mind. That's all I can say. And if you do hire me for a past life session, you'll see why I'm saying that. Yeah, that's the last question I'm answering. But I loved doing this session with you guys today. Please notice that I do teach SRV and how to interpret your own thoughts. And I also teach meditation for Farsight meditation. So if you're interested in a personal session or being taught meditation, please email me and you'll see the email in the description. See you later, guys. Bye.